All right, today we're diving into a curriculum that's built around one really powerful idea that our bodies are actually designed to heal themselves. So let's unpack what that really means and how these teachings put it into practice. So, this quote, it's pretty much the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. The whole philosophy hinges on this idea that the body isn't just a random collection of parts, but a truly intelligent system that's literally built for self repair. Okay, so the first big idea here is a total paradigm shift. It's asking us to completely change the way we think about disease and our body's relationship to it. They call it self-heal by design. And what it means is that getting sick isn't some random accident or failure. Instead, it's the body's logical, even planned response when its fundamental needs aren't being met. It's a sign that something is off balance. And you can see the two perspectives right here. On one hand, you have the body as a victim, just getting attacked by germs from the outside. But on the other hand, you have the body as this complex ecosystem. In that view, symptoms are the enemy we need to silence. No, they're actually clues. They're telling us that one of the body's fundamental laws has been broken. The goal then is to stop being a victim and start being a detective for your own health. So, if the body is governed by laws, what are they? Well, the curriculum lays out what it calls the 8 non-negotiable conditions that are absolutely essential for our cells to thrive. And to make these laws super easy to remember, they're all wrapped up in a simple little acronym, Sustain Me. Each letter stands for something our body just has to have: sunshine for vitamin D, the right use of water for hydration, sleep for brain repair, and so on. Now, the crucial point here is that these 8 things are presented as the absolute bedrock of health. Without them, the curriculum says, any other treatment or therapy is just not going to be as effective. Now, let's zoom in on one of these laws to see just how deep this goes. We're going to look at the use of water. And what's interesting is the approach here to something we all think is pretty simple: hydration. It turns out it might not be as straightforward as just drinking more. You ever have that feeling you're chugging water all day long, but you still feel thirsty? Or you're just running to the bathroom constantly? This curriculum tackles that exact problem. And the answer it proposes isn't about the quantity of water you drink, but about your body's ability to absorb it. And the key, according to these teachings, is minerals, specifically salt. But a huge distinction is made between regular table salt, which is described as being stripped of almost all its minerals, and something like unrefined Celtic sea salt, which holds on to things like magnesium, and that magnesium is seen as the key to actually getting water inside our cells. So here's the actual protocol they suggest. You place a tiny crystal of this Celtic salt on your tongue before you drink water. The idea is that the minerals get absorbed right away through the mucous membranes. Then, that magnesium basically acts like a magnet or a gatekeeper that pulls water out of your bloodstream and into your cells where you actually need it to be. Okay, get ready for another big idea that really flips conventional thinking on its head. This next one challenges the very role we think microbes, like bacteria, play in our bodies when we get sick. To explain this concept, the course uses a really simple story. It's a case study of a fictional character they call Ill Steve, who is basically a stand-in for anyone with long-term damage from an unhealthy habit. Now, the order of events here is absolutely critical. So first, Steve's lifestyle damages the tissue in his lungs. It's only after that damage has occurred that bacteria, which the curriculum calls the body's cleanup crew, arrive on the scene to break down that weak, dying tissue. So what we experience as an infection is, in this view, the body's own cleaning process in full swing. The microbes didn't cause the disease. They showed up because the damage was already there. So no introduction to this work would be complete without looking at some of the actual hands-on remedies. And just as importantly, we have to address the most controversial claims to give you a really balanced picture. So the curriculum is full of these practical external therapies. You'll see things like castor oil packs, which are used to stimulate the lymphatic system. Think of it like the body's waste drainage network. Or ginger poultices, which are meant to draw heat and inflammation out of sore joints. They're all presented as ways to help the body's healing processes from the outside. And now we have to turn to the most debated and controversial area of these teachings. Just to be clear, we're going to present the information from the curriculum sources as neutrally as possible, and then we'll share the documented official response. So, drawing heavily from the work of a man named Tullio Simonicini, the curriculum puts forward a theory that cancer is actually a type of fungus.
Now, if you follow that logic, the claim is that since fungi love an acidic, low-oxygen environment, then a sudden shockwave of alkalinity, using something as simple as sodium bicarbonate, could potentially kill those cancer cells.
However, and this is absolutely critical to note, we have the official response. Medical authorities investigated these claims and found them to be not only scientifically unsupported, but also dangerous. These specific recommendations, among others, are what led to Barbara O'Neill being permanently banned from providing any health services in her home country of Australia. So, as we wrap up, we come right back to this central idea. You see, whether we're talking about hydration, germs, or even the most contentious topics, the one consistent message through this entire body of work is this: the body isn't failing, it's always executing a plan. And that leaves us with this final big question to think about. No matter which specific protocols you look at, the core challenge these teachings present is to first understand the body's incredible design, and then to simply figure out how to stop getting in its way.